Pueblo, and our route takes us through the mountains. This is an untested car that just recently hit the street. It's got maybe 400 miles, no, 387 miles.
PEO, and our route takes us through the mountains. This is an untested car that just recently hit the street. It's got maybe 400 no 387 miles. Derek Bieri's life took a wild turn from fixing rusted cars to becoming a YouTube sensation, but what happened next shocked everyone. Before Vice Grip Garage, he wasn't a famous mechanic. He was just a kid on a North Dakota farm learning to fix things because there was no other choice. His father and grandfather drilled one rule into him: if it's broken, you fix it, no excuses. Tune in because his story is so impressive. Hollywood is trying to make a film of his life this year. The man who walked away from success. It wasn't like Derek was born with a wrench in his hand. He learned by necessity, tinkering with broken machines and making them work again, welding, rebuilding, figuring things out. These were skills he picked up naturally when most kids were off doing whatever kids do. Derek was already deep in engines, seeing potential where others saw junk. He didn't learn from fancy schools or books. He learned from failure, from trial and error, and that's what made him different. Before we go any further, what happened next took Derek's life in a direction no one saw coming, and it wasn't all triumph and success. This is where everything changed. For a while, cars weren't even his main focus. Took a detour into the corporate world, swapping grease-stained hands for boardrooms and suits. Well, a guy's way down in southern Kansas where we picked up this 1966 oil F-85. It hasn't been running in about 10 years. Give or take. I'm going to try to get this thing going and back on the road again. He climbed the ranks, leading teams, making big decisions, and living what many would call a successful life, but deep down something was missing. The garage called him back. Eventually he had to make a choice: keep chasing corporate success or walk away and do what truly made him happy. He chose the latter, and that's when Vice Grip Garage was born. It all started with a simple idea: find old cars that others had given up on and bring them back to life. No expensive tools, no high-tech gadgets, just skill, determination, and a whole lot of elbow grease. The internet loved it. His down-to-earth approach, his non-nonsense style, and the way he turned forgotten wrecks into road-ready beast made him stand out. Slowly but surely his audience grew, and so did the ambition behind his builds. But success online doesn't come without his downsides. As Vice Grip Garage exploded in popularity, so did the scrutiny. Fans began noticing things, questioning choices, and digging into the details. Some accused him of cutting corners. Others wondered if everything was as authentic as it seemed. The world of YouTube fame isn't always friendly, and when people start looking too closely, they usually find something they didn't like. Suddenly his dream job started feeling a little less like freedom and a little more like pressure. Despite that, Derek kept pushing forward. His love for cars never faded, and he wasn't about to let critics slow him down. He expanded his work, took on bigger projects, and even moved to Tennessee where he could focus on what he loved most. If works barely, but it works, it works. But here's the thing: when you're in the public eye, every move gets magnified. Some of his fans love the change, while others felt like he was moving away from the raw and polished content that made them love Vice Grip Garage in the first place. Had success changed him? Was he still the same guy who started this all in a small cold garage in North Dakota? The transition wasn't easy, as more money flowed and more expectations followed. Bigger sponsors, bigger projects, and a growing team meant Vice Grip Garage was just a personal passion. Anna Marie, it was a business, and business comes with complications. Fans started debating whether Derek was still the relatable guy they first subscribed to, or if he had become just another content creator chasing views and sponsorships. It's the same dilemma that every successful YouTuber eventually faces. Even his personal life came under the spotlight. With fame came curiosity, and curiosity led to speculation. Who really was Derek Bieri beyond the cars and the cameras? Was he still the down-to-earth, humble guy, or had success changed him in ways no one saw coming? That's the thing about online fame: it's never just about the content. People want more, they dig deeper, and they start questioning everything. And then there were the controversies. No YouTuber escapes them forever, whether it was partnerships that didn't sit right with some fans, questionable restorations, or just the inevitable backlash that comes with being in the public eye. Going to put some ice cube juice in it here. Get this thing fired back up this morning and heat it up. Hopefully the head gaskets are good and it stays cool. We got quite a ways to go back to the shop, so if it can't stay cool here in the scrapyard, it definitely ain't going to stay cool in the highway. Derek found himself navigating a world that wasn't just about car anymore. The internet loves to build people up, but it loves to tear them down even more. And when you rain the spotlight, the hits keep coming through it all. Derek kept going, heading back down from challenges, didn't walk away when things got tough. Vice Grip Garage remained his passion, but it also became something he had To protect fame, money, and success, these things change people whether they like it or not. The real question is how much hey changed them. Is Derek Bieri still the same guy who turned junkyardricks into dream machines, or has the weight of success turned him into someone else entirely? It all kicked off with a battered old Camaro Z28, not a show car, not some perfect machine, but a clunky forgotten hunk of metal that most people wouldn't give a second look. Booth did, armed with a cracked iPhone and zero fancy equipment. He filmed himself bringing life back into that car. No high-dollar sponsors, no flashy effects, just a guy in a garage making something work, and people, they ate it up. The honesty, the rawness, the complete lack of pretense, it was real, and it struck a nerve. Who needs Hollywood when you got grit, determination, and a wrench? Leaving a steady job is tough, but when people kept watching, Derek knew this wasn't just for fun, it was something bigger, and he had to give it his all. How one man made rust cool again. Walking away from a steady paycheck is never easy, but when the views started climbing, the decision became obvious. What started as one guy tinkering on a weekend turned into a full-time obsession. And soon enough, it wasn't just YouTube, it was a full-blown brand. Vice Grip Garage became something bigger than him. Millions tuned in, sponsors took notice, and the opportunity snowballed. Before he knew it, he had a TV show, not just some online series, an actual show on Motor Trend, the kind of thing car fanatics dream about. But here's the kicker: even with all that success, he kept things the same. No gimmicks, no nonsense, just wrenching, rescuing old cars, and showing people that passion beats perfection every single time. Then came the big move. It was late 2021 when he packed up and left. Meant about winning, it was about learning, but soon enough he entered more into Rocky Mountain Race Week. This time he rolled in with El Toro. Is you didn't need a fortune to restore a car. IVE got some really exciting news to share with you fellas today. We're adding into Vice Grip Garage here. That's right, we're going to be doubling the size off this pole barn, and I'm going to be bringing you guys along for the ride. You just need a little know-how, some elbow grease, and the wheel to see it through. That's what keeps people watching. That's what makes his videos stand out. He doesn't fake it, he doesn't stage it, and he certainly doesn't sugarcoat it. If a job is tough, he shows it. If a car fights back. But let's be honest, this guy isn't just about fixing cars. He's got a sharp eye for opportunity. Some vehicles stay in the garage becoming prized possessions, while others are flipped to keep the channel alive. Every project tells a story, and fans can get enough of it. His Will It Run and Drive series is proof what started as a simple idea turned into a hit, with people tuning in just to see if an old rust bucket could still roar back to life. Your fellas and fellat probably already know we travel a tremendous amount for the Vice Grip Garage channel, and the reason for that is to meet you guys, the fans, and that's one of our family, is the backbone of Vice Grip Garage. His wife Jessica plays a key role behind the scenes, keeping things running smoothly, and their three sons, they've been soaking up every lesson like sponges. The youngest, Bentley, is already making waves with his own YouTube channel, Little Grip Garage. He's not just playing around, he's working on go-karts, dirt bikes, and anything else with wheels. The audience loves it. He's proving that this love for cars isn't just something you watch, it's something you live. Bentley's channel may be smaller, but it's got heart. He's already getting his hands dirty, learning through trial and error, just like his dad. Whether he's customizing a golf cart or fixing a go-kart, he's following the same path that made Vice Grip Garage what it is today. Watching him work, you can already see the next generation of gearheads taking shape. This isn't just a hobby for the beer family, it's a way of life. What makes Vice Grip Garage special isn't just the cars, it's the attitude. No fancy shops, no $1,000,000 sponsorships, just a guy who genuinely loves what he does. That passion is contagious. He doesn't just show the wins, he shows the struggles, the mistakes, the moments where everything seems to go wrong, and that's why people keep watching. It's not about being perfect, it's about trying, learning, and having fun along the way. His story didn't start in a cushy shop with endless resources. It started in a dirt-floored garage using whatever parts she could scrape together. Let's go take a walk around this thing, see what we got going on, then start to dig. And of course I really procrastinated and went ahead and waited till about 5 o'clock to start, which is just really smart. Those early lessons stuck with him. The idea was never about having the best tools or the biggest budget, it was about making things work with what you had. That mindset is what built Vice Grip Garage, and it's what keeps people coming back. Another key part of the story, family. His dad and grandpa taught him the ropes, passing down skills that can't be learned in a classroom. Now he's doing the same for his own kids. Jessica isn't just along for the ride, she's a driving force behind the scenes, keeping things running when the cameras are off. Without her, none of this would be possible. And their kids, they're already learning the trade, proving that Vice Grip Garage is more than just one man's passion, it's a legacy in the making. From North Dakota farm life to corporate jobs, then straight into YouTube stardom. His path hasn't been a straight line, but that's what makes it so interesting. He's done things on his own terms, never forgetting where he started, whether he's rescuing a forgotten classic or sharing a laugh with his kids. It's never been about money or fame. It's about the love of the craft and bringing people along for the ride. But let's not pretend it's been all smooth sailing. There were long nights, missed opportunities, and plenty off moments where quitting seemed like the easier option, but that's not how he's wired. Sticking to his roots, staying genuine, that's what built his audience, and that's why people trust him. He's noting it to be the biggest or the flashiest, just a guy who loves cars and wants to share that love, and really that's all it takes to build something great. Every big story starts somewhere, and for Derek it wasn't money or fame, it was an old car, no extra cash, and a lot of hard work. The garage that started it all. Now let's ruin to where it all started. Picture a teenager with a beat-up old car, no money, and a dream. It wasn't glamorous, it was working with whatever spare parts he could find, dealing with setbacks and failing over and over again. But those failures, they were just steps towards something bigger. He learned that the real trick isn't having everything you need, it's figuring out how to make what you have work, and that lesson is at the heart of Vice Grip Garage. Every successful person has a turning point, and for him, it was realizing that cars weren't just a passion, they were a way to connect with people, and that connection turned into a full-fledged career. What started as a few videos grew into something massive, with fans from all over the world tuning in. And why? Because he's real, no fake smiles, no corporate nonsense, just a guy doing what he loves. Vice Grip Garage isn't just about one man anymore, it's a family affair, and every member plays a role. Jessica keeps things organized, Bentley is carving his own path, and the other kids aren't far behind. This isn't just a hobby, it's a legacy being built in real time, and with each project, each lesson, and each video, that legacy gets stronger. Derek Bieri isn't just some guy messing around with old cars. 1967 Ford Mustang, and it's been sitting in this exact spot for 28 years. Stiggy's going to do the right thing and just try to drag it out of here and get this thing running again. He's built an empire out of rust-busted engines and a whole lot of elbow grease, and now it looks like his son Bentley is following right in his oil-stained footsteps. Stikid's got his own YouTube channel, Little Grip Garage, where he's already turning wrenches and figuring out the hard way that nothing in life comes easy. But this isn't just about fixing up cars, it's about grit, patience, and learning that hard work actually means something. While most kids his age are glued to their screens, Bentley's out there getting his hands dirty, and that's exactly what Derek wanted for him. Vice Grip Garage isn't some polished corporate-backed car show, it's a movement. Derek has proven time and time again that you don't need a fortune or a state-of-the-art shop to bring a dead car back to life. All you need is a beat-up toolbox, the guts to try, and a whole lot of stubbornness. He's built his entire brand around making things work on a budget, and he's never been one to hide his failures. That raw honesty, showing the good, the bad, and the downright frustrating, is why people keep coming back for more. But let's be real, none of this has been easy. The pressure off, constantly creating content, keeping a business running, and still finding time for family, that's a juggling act that would break most people. At one point Derek realized something had to give, so packed up and moved to Tennessee. A fresh start, more time with family, and more space to focus on what really matters, bringing old cars back from the dead. And honestly, it's been one of the smartest moves he's made. Another thing that sets Derek apart, he actually cares about his audience. Plenty of content creators act like their fans are just numbers on a screen, but not Derek. He makes time to read comments, engage with viewers, and even show up at events to meet people face to face. He knows that without his supporters, Vice Grip Garage won't be what it is today, and he's never taken that for granted. That level of connection, that's rare, and it's why his fan base is so loyal. But here's the thing, it's never just about the cars. They're too much money. Directos just go after the easy wins. He's drawn to the underdogs, the ones everyone else has given up on. If a car's been sitting in a barn for decades or has more rust than paint, chances, whispers, rumors, and a few bad apples trying to stir the pot. Ever hear about that so-called lawsuit? Yeah, that was a mess of confusion sparked by a 1965 Chevy C10 nicknamed the lawsuit. It was nothing real, but that didn't stop people from speculating. The real trouble hit when someone had the nerve to steal a carburetor from his farm, one that wasn't just pricey but had sentimental value. His family wasn't about to let that slide, putting up a $5,000 reward. Top rack down the thief. But let's be honest, this guy isn't just about fixing cars. He's got a sharp eye for opportunity. Some vehicles stay in the garage becoming prized possessions, while others are flipped to keep the channel alive. Every project tells a story, and fans can't get enough of it. His Will It Run and Drive series is proof. What started as a simple idea turned into a hit, with people tuning in just to see if an old rust bucket could still roar back to life. Your fellers and fellat probably already know We travel a tremendous amount for the Vice Grip Garage channel, and the reason for that is to meet you guys, the fans, and that's one of our family is the backbone of Vice Grip Garage. His wife Jessica plays a key role behind the scenes, keeping things running smoothly, and their 3 sons. They've been soaking up every lesson like sponges. The youngest, Bentley, is already making waves with his own YouTube